Today I wanted to talk to you about the rich and the wealthy. I had a great conversation today um, with some people that are investing their money in the right places, and it really it really opened up my eyes to the rich and the wealthy. You know, there's a huge difference. You know, the rich people, typically people who are rich, you know, they have the nice fancy cars, they got the nice jewelry, um, you know, the big houses and all that. Basically, they have all these things that basically they show off to the world, you know, expensive clothes, all this and that. And, you know, all that does is just attract the wrong people into your life. And what I'm learning right now is to not have a rich mentality, but to have a wealthy mentality. Because having a rich mentality is temporary. You know, when you hear all the time, you know, people win the lottery, people run into money, and what happens? They lose it like that. Whether it takes 2, 5 years, whatever, they lose it just like that. But being wealthy is generational money. Wealthy is having money and not wearing name brand clothing, not driving the nicest and fanciest car, not wearing a bunch of jewelry and stuff like that. And being wealthy is basically living off your interest. You're not even having to touch your savings account or your checkings account or anything like that. You are literally living off your interest. And that right there, I know it's hard because I'm guilty of it. You know, you want the nice things, you want the fancy things, you know, I personally myself, you know, like I spend a lot of money on going out to eat and, you know, things like that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to just be rich. I want to be wealthy. Like, I want to be able to have my money be passed on to my kids one day, and to their kids one day, and to their kids one day. That's being wealthy right there. Keeping that money lasting and for forever, not having to stress or worry about having to impress people or having to worry about ever working again or anything like that. That's what being wealthy is. And you know, it sucks because this society, they have a rich mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you turn on the TV, all you see is just the glamour. You see the cars, you see the women, you see the jewelry and the fancy clothes and all that. But what is that doing? Because honestly, there's people out there who have $500 in their bank account, but yet they're spending $200 on sneakers and living paycheck to paycheck just to show off to other people. That's whack. That's whack. And I feel like all of us have to break out of that mentality. You know what I'm saying? We got to break out of that mentality. We need to have a wealthy mentality, not just a rich mentality. So you gotta ask yourself that: do I want to be rich, or do I want to be wealthy? Because the wealth is gonna last for a lifetime. Being rich is temporary.